Hi everybody, this is Belinda from Belinda's Book Nook, and I'm here today to talk to you about my plans for my summer reading. Now, I know it's kind of late because summer officially started June 21st, but like I said in my last video, if you watched it, I feel like I am not doing well with my monthly TBRs per se, and so I think maybe breaking it into the seasons, and then maybe if I have, like for example, if a month has a challenge, I will do a separate video on the books I potentially might read for that, and we'll see. I mean, maybe I'll change my mind in another month and say I'll just want to do that. Now we've got kind of a month, a little over a month, so even though they're saying it's the summer, it's probably mostly August and a little bit of September, or maybe August and September, and I'll probably do October on for the fall reading. We'll see how it goes, because it's, I'm not a stickler always to finish at the end of the month, and I never really do. Very rarely do I finish all the stuff I need to do. So I think for my summer TBR, these things might bleed into the fall, and these are options. They are not required that I'm going to read them all, but these are the things that I'm thinking about. So what I did is I walked around and pulled books that some are new, some are old, some it just made me think of, okay, something fun that I could probably read in the summer, and no other reason than that. So the first book I'm going to start off with is a brand new one that I got last month for my birthday, which I did read a couple pages in it, but I didn't read a lot, so that does not count. This is the Catch Me If You Can, One Woman's Journey to Every Country in the World by Jessica Nabongo. I saw her on TV and they were talking about this book, and I didn't even have to hear too much before I was like online searching for it and pre-ordered it for myself for a birthday gift. It is the most lovely coffee table book, as well as a book that's really motivational, showing a Black woman traveling all over the world. You just don't see that. You don't see very many photos of Black women traveling the world. It's just not always seen. So I really appreciate this. What I liked about this book is that she also is giving you little tidbits of places that she went and things that she likes, and if you do go there, maybe recommendations on places to go or things to see. So I'm super excited about this one. This one, I see it as one of those ones where it's nice because I can just read a couple countries and then put it down, pick it up, put it down, pick it up. I wish I had started it, I wish I got it earlier in the summer, but I think that it will be a great one, and I think I'll, feel really motivated once I get started on it. So this is one that I definitely want to read, and it's different than the type of books that I'm usually reading, so it's kind of interesting. I want to see how my pacing goes with it. Do I just like, oh my God, I'm just going to keep reading? Or is it like, this is something that I want to read when I have my cup of tea in the morning each day. It may end up spanning longer, but I kind of wanted to read it in the summer for whatever reason, or maybe summer and fall, because it just feels like, like she's going to different places. A lot of them, it's warm. I don't know. Obviously, she does go to some cooler places, but I just feel warmth with the book, and it makes me think of summer. So that's this one. Another one I got for my book, and it is a signed copy. It is All My Rage by Sabaa Tahir. This one is one that is an author that I've read her fiction books, and this one is a fiction. Well, what is she calling this? It is another fiction, but I think that it applies, if I remember, like it's kind of more... Yeah. I'll say it is a fiction, but I think, she goes into deeper. It says, for example, let's read a little so that I'm not so vague, because you're like, what does that mean? But I really liked her books that I had read her. It's a kind of a fantasy series. It was excellent. And so I'm kind of curious to see what she's going to do with this one. But it says Lahore, I guess, Pakistan. Then Misbah is a dreamer and storyteller, newly married to Tawfiq and an arranged marriage. After their young life is shaken by tragedy, they come to the United States, and open the Clouds Rest Inn Hotel, hoping for a new start. Juniper, California. Now, Salahuddin and Noor are more than best friends. They are family. Growing up as outcasts in the small desert town of Juniper, California, they understand each other the way no one else does, until the fight which destroys their bond with the swift fury of a star exploding. Now Sal scrambles to run the family motel as his mother Misbah's health fails and his father loses himself to alcoholism. Noor, meanwhile, walks a harrowing tightrope, working at her wrathful father's liquor store while hiding the fact that she's applying to college so she can escape him and Juniper forever. It just sounds like there's a lot of tragedy and stuff like that, but it just sounded like a really interesting story. It was kind of a different take than what her fantasy books were, and so I'm looking forward to checking that out. So that's something I thought I could read. And this next one I've had for a long time, a very long time, and I bought it because I was trying to find African American mystery writers. And I just did what many of us do, is we get on there and you Google, and I found Frankie Y. Bailey, and I started buying her books, and I was like, I'm just gonna read this author. This is the first in a series by her, and this is called The Red Queen Dies, a Mystery, and this was written, let's see, this was 2013, it came out, and then she has a follow-up book to it. And let's see. And it says about this author. She's an associate professor at the School of Criminal Justice, University of Albany, SUNY. She is the author of mysteries as well as nonfiction titles that explore the intersection of crime, history, and pop culture. And so this one, I'll read it just a little bit. Frankie Bailey introduces readers to a fabulous new protagonist and an Alice in Wonderland infused crime into stunning mystery, which kicks off an exciting new series set in the near future. The year is 2019. Now, this is written in 2013, so it's kind of interesting when you're past the date to see how it is, but let's see. And a drug used to treat soldiers for post-traumatic stress disorder named Lullaby has hit the streets. Swallowing a little pill erases traumatic memories, but what happens to a criminal trial when the star witness takes a pill and can't remember the crime? When two women are murdered in quick succession, biracial police detective Hannah McCabe is charged with solving the case. In spite of the advanced technology, including a citywide surveillance program, a third woman is soon killed, and the police begin to suspect that a serial killer is on the loose. But the third victim, a Broadway actress known as the Red Queen, doesn't fit the pattern set by the first two murders. And it goes on and on. That sounds kind of good. And it's the first, and I like mysteries with, female detectives and stuff like that, female sleuths. So that one sounds really good. So I've had it for a while. That sounds kind of summer fun to me, right? You're kind of sitting there sipping some lemonade. This one I've had for a while too. Not as long as that. This one is just one that I like when I walk around my shelves to look for stuff. I kind of, try to just pick here and there sometimes, and this one this one isn't a mystery, but this one is Adua, and it's by Ijaba Shego. I think that's how you pronounce it. And she's an Italian novelist and journalist. She's born in Rome in 1974 to Somali parents who took refuge in Italy following a coup d'etat in their native country, where her father served as foreign minister. That's the author. That's her bio. So this story says Adua, an immigrant from Somalia to Italy, has lived in Rome for nearly 40 years. She came seeking freedom from a strict father and an oppressive regime, but her dreams of becoming a film star ended in shame. Now that the civil war in Somalia is over, her homeland beckons. Yet Adua has a husband who needs her, a young man, also an immigrant, who braved a dangerous cross for the Mediterranean Sea. When her father, who worked as an interpreter for Mussolini's fascist regime, dies, Adua inherits the family home. She must decide whether to make the journey back to reclaim her marital inheritance, but also how to take charge of her own story and build a future. It sounds very interesting, and it's very short, so that's good. And so let's see. I don't know if she's written any other thing else since this one, but I had it on my shelf for a while. Let's get to it, you know. So there's that. This one is one of my favorite authors, and I just love reading her books. I typically will read them during the March Mystery Madness, and I may end up reading this then as well. But I wanted to put her up as an option, as a contender for the summer, because her books are delightful and they are wonderful to read in all seasons, including the summer. And that's Sujata Masay's book, The Bombay Prince, A Mystery of 1920s India. This one is the next one. I have not read this one yet. I read the last one, which I cannot remember the name at the top of my head, but this is the latest of her books, and so I need to get to it. This one is set in the 1920s, and again, hers are just so, she does a lot of research. I do follow her, so I do know, you know, I've even listened to her speak about the research she's done and why she chooses the topics she's done. And so I'm really looking forward to diving into another one of her stories. I really, really appreciate this author. So that is an option. The next one is the August Wilson, because I'm supposed to be getting one of these done a month, and I've kind of fallen off of that. So I'll have to play catch up to order to finish them all this year. But this is The Piano Lesson by August Wilson. And this one is, let's see what this one is. And his second Pulitzer Prize winner, August Wilson fashions a haunting and dramatic work. At the heart of the play stands the ornately carved upright piano that has been gathering dust in the parlor of Bernice Charles' Pittsburgh home. When boy Willie, her exuberant brother, bursts into her life with his dream of buying the same Mississippi land that their family had worked as slaves, he plans to sell their antique piano for the cash he needs to stake his future. Bernice refuses to sell, though clinging to the piano is a reminder of the history that is their family legacy. So there is that. I really like his plays. I did not know that I was a person that liked plays, but I really enjoy his. I feel like I can even see the people, you know, really hear them well. So I'm looking forward to squeaking that in. That's an easy thing, and it's something I definitely could do in the summer. And the last book that I have, I read this author's book. Ooh, when did it come out? And I'll tell you when I read it, because I got her signature and everything on it. So this book is the first book in her books. It's called The Good Luck Club. And this is the first one that I read. And this one came out 2019. So she since has, and I loved it, she since has this one that's come out, The Sister, which I'm not crazy about. Like, see these covers? I'm still sore about this. Instead of sticking with the beautiful Black woman, a real photo, and nice colors, we decided to go to what everybody else is doing and have, you know, I don't know, what do you call this? Like a comic version of two women. It's not comic, but I like this. I think that she should have picked the two characters and found two people that would fulfill these other characters that this is focusing on. Because I believe this is following two of the girls from this original story. But this is, I'm sorry, I didn't say the author's name is Charlotte Nicole Davis. If you haven't read this one, it's a fun read. It's very interesting. And this one is part 2, so I don't want to say anything about this if you haven't read the first one. Yes. But this continues on. So I think this would also be a really, because I know this one was a fun ride, this would be a great summer read as well. I'm just still sore about the cover choice. And I'll be really mad if they come out with another cover of this that goes with this and I'm stuck with this, you know, because I really would love to. Yeah, they could have done so much, right? Yeah, okay. But that is just me digressing. So those are the books that I'm thinking about as options. Now, I have other books that I have that may end up being in there. I also have books that come in through my on my Kindle that will come in there as well. So that will vary, but these are possible options. I'm just putting them out there because they are great. They stuck out to me when I walked around my shelves right now. Some of them are on my cart, from my cart, so that's good. I can get some of the cart done. I'm realizing we are more than halfway through and I am not halfway through the cart, so I'm a little disappointed in that, but it's okay. It's something to aspire to, right? So there's that. Let me know if you guys have a summer TBR. If you do that, do you do the seasonals, or you like to do the monthlies, or you don't do TBRs at all? You know, I'm terrible with them. We all know. And you can, if you want witness that, you can just review all of my videos and you can see. I don't always stick with them, but those are the books I'm thinking of reading this summer through September, and then I think I'll do a fall one. Yeah, let me know what you're reading. I hope you guys are all well, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.